What's going on, everybody? Jimmy here with J Kaiser Custom MX. It's like the third time I've tried to do this video. Denise is in the back jibber jabbering and making a lot of noise, so now I got to do this again. She hear me. So this will be the third part of the KX125 assessment. It's the 1993 KX125 assessment. So breaking it down to see what I had, if it was worth restoring, or do we part it out. So did that. As we're down to the frame, I kind of looked through all the parts as I was putting them in the bin, and kind of made an assessment as I go. And so anyway, let's take a look, see what we got, and go from there. All right, so bin full of parts, air box, that's the swing arm and the steering stem there. Shock is down here. Engine sitting on the floor, really dirty. Really what I should have done is hit this thing with a pressure washer before I took it apart, but honestly it really ain't gonna make any difference because I'm gonna be taking it all apart and cleaning it anyway, or taking it apart and cleaning it and selling it. So that's the question now. So here we go, got the frame, and just found a couple little things on the frame as I went that need some attention, but mainly what real condition is the frame. Is it good, is it solid, and can I work with it? So let's take a look. In fact, let's flip it over, take a look at it and see what it would look like as far as the rails on the bottom. All right, let's see what we got here. I got the frame upside down. You can see all of the OEM warning labels are still on the, we've got the one on the neck and the two on the underside here of this down portion of the frame. So I have an idea about bikes as I take them apart and what I think has happened to them in their life, and I have a same idea about this one. But check out the frame rails on the bottom, not dented at all. Looks rough, but not dented. Plenty dirty, not dented. This is all dirt, by the way, guys, and a few little spots of rust like that. So just want to check those real well and make sure all is good. This mounting tab on the other side, actually, it would be right there if it'll focus, is broke off. I found that as I was taking it apart. So all in all, this frame is pretty good. That mounting tab can easily be fixed, and that's really it. The rest of it looks good. So let's move over to some of the other things. All right, you got the wheels over here and they're beautiful spoke wraps. Those are always a nice touch. And the front suspension is laying up here. So as far as the front suspension, just eyeballing it, looks really good. Definitely gonna need some service. So I'll get this taken apart and cleaned up, and clean these lowers and just clean up the whole thing, and then it'll go on to factory connection for service, and then some really intense check there to make sure we're really okay. All right, radiators were pretty decent, which I said in the previous video. Exhaust, don't know, it's very rusty, so we'll see what it looks like when I get down to the bones of that. The airbox is obviously missing a pretty key component there, so it would be easier just for me to replace that from eBay. That's exactly what I'll do. The swing arm, the front pivot area where these bearings go, as you can see, is oval. It's oval on both sides, and the linkage is just like it. In fact, here is the linkage. If you can see, that's oval. So this linkage is no good. The swing arm is really no good. And the threads on the stem, when I finally was able to get that nut broke loose, it pulled the threads with it. So I don't know what happened there, but it just disintegrated. So these here, this swing arm, the stem, the airbox, and the linkage is going to have to be replaced. Don't know really what the internals of the engine look like, but that'll be next. So let's talk about it. All right, so what do we have here? Tanya, let's talk about it.
All right.
What do we want to do? We want to keep the bike, or do we want to part it out?
Oh, Lord.
And her phone rings.
Hello?
She's going to talk on the phone. She didn't answer the question. So
Yeah.
here's what I'm going to say. It don't matter what Tanya says. I say it's perfect restoration project. Nothing wrong with really the frame. A few pieces need to be replaced. And those are easily found on eBay. Those are going to be some easy parts to find. I already looked them up. There's several of each. So I have kind of a choice to look through. I'll take some time to look for swing arm linkage, airbox, and get those ordered. And then, of course, they'll need new bearings. And then here comes Tanya now. She's too late because I already decided it's going to be rebuilt.
Rebuild it.
So that's what we're doing. And the only other thing is the engine. So I don't think it's ever been apart, ever. Now I've got an audience back here trying to butt in. But anyway, I don't think the engine's ever been rebuilt or ever even been taken apart. So that'll be interesting to see, and that'll be in the next video. So there you have it. I'll start thinking about what I want to do for this bike and who I want to maybe mock it up after. Maybe a tribute bike, replica, who knows, but we'll see. So whole lot of stuff going on back here behind me that ain't supposed to be part of this, but it is.
Makes it better.
And that's what you get. I mean, that's what I get. I get interrupted all the time from these folks. I'm in the middle of something important. They want me to stop and do something, you know. So, and now here I am trying to make my video, and they're in here like waving and pointing and like, hey, Mom, look at me, and all those things. So anyway, that's it. And next video is going to be kind of where we're at on the engine. And so I'll talk to you soon.